Alright, yeah, so this is a GDQ submission video for Batman Arkham Knight. The category here is Knightfall First Ending. Um, I am streaming this, but I probably won't interact with chat too much. Yeah, let's get started. So, Batman Arkham Knight is the it's the third game in the Arkham trilogy, fourth game in the anthology. There is a prequel game. In the previous game in the series, which is Batman Arkham City, there is a supervillain named the Joker. He has a blood illness, and in order to inspire Batman to help cure him of his blood illness, he takes his blood and injects it into Batman. And then also for good measure, he sends his blood to hospitals around the city, all to inspire Batman to help cure him. Unfortunately, this strategy does not pay off. Joker does succumb to his illness and passes away. So the first thing we're going to do is cremate his body. Before I do that, I'm going to just make sure I'm playing on the easy difficulty. Easy is the fastest difficulty. And yeah, so the timing is going to start when I start burning the body. So I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and then on go, we can start the timer. So 3, 2, 1, go. And after we burn the body, we're going to be treated to an epic narration by Commissioner Gordon, who basically spoils the entire ending for us.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Alright, so in this cutscene that we skip, Gordon basically tells us that he expected there to be a power vacuum and a subsequent crime war after the Joker's death, but that never actually happened. So it was actually pretty peaceful. So something might happen in the future, but in the meantime, right now we're playing the role of a police officer. We're in a diner. A nice waitress named Sharon here, taking our order. And there are a lot of Easter eggs in this diner, like there's Henry Adams, he might be relevant later. There's some airships over there in the back, and on that poster over there, that might be relevant later. Goliath's still at large, that might be relevant later. Christina Bell might be relevant later. Yeah, so we're just here, and then this Karen here comes up to us and complains about some guy in the corner who's smoking. So we are a cop, this is our life, this is what we do. We're going to go confront this smoking customer.
Excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in here.
Guess this guy didn't like being told to stop smoking. Yeah, so he turned into a monster and attacked us, and now the rest of the diner looks like they've turned into monsters as well. So this is a little bit concerning. We do have a firearm, so we can defend ourselves. Here it's faster to just shoot this guy. You don't have to shoot him, but the only thing it changes is like some NPC dialogue down the line. It doesn't really affect the speed run at all. So what happened here is there's another supervillain named Scarecrow, and what he likes to do is he likes to poison people with fear toxin. The fear toxin basically amplifies your greatest fears. So what he did is he released a small sample in the diner as a demonstration, and then threatened to release that throughout the city, and gave everybody 24 hours to evacuate. So the only people left now in the city are some supervillains like Two-Face and Penguin here. There's some rioters who are just capitalizing on these empty streets. There's the police officers and Batman. And what we're going to be spending a lot of the run doing is we're going to basically try to stop Scarecrow from releasing the fear toxin. So here I'm going to also describe the first ending category. So what we do here is we complete the main story, and we complete half of the side missions. By completing half of the side missions, we're going to be able to trigger a partial ending. There's there's a full ending you can trigger by 100%ing the game, but if you basically we're going to 60% complete the game and we get to trigger a partial ending, which gives us some amount of closure with the story. It's basically for people who don't want to bother collecting all the Riddler trophies. So what we're going to do now is there's a bat signal up in front of us. We're going to head to it. Basically, Commissioner Gordon's going to give us our first lead on Scarecrow, which is a militia vehicle that's kind of patrolling the streets. After that, we're going to talk to Barbara Gordon, which is Commissioner Gordon's daughter. She works for us. She used to be Batgirl, without her father's knowledge. And now she's in a wheelchair because she was paralyzed. So she's basically our tech support. And she tells us about this cop that's in a bit of trouble in the middle of the city. So on the way to the cop, though, we also are going to encounter this murder victim here. So what we're going to do is investigate the murder victim.
I discovered a mutilation. Blood test.
When we investigate this is the first side mission. When we investigate these, we analyze basically 3 layers on the murder victim. We analyze the skin, which we see there's a tattoo right here. We analyze the muscle. There's like a pacemaker here. And then we analyze bone,
known as the Bloodhaven 6,
which we'll see after this. So there's like something with his knee.
Remnants of a pacemaker fitted through the right ventricle.
In the bone layer that we can see. We're using these we're using these features basically to identify who this guy is. And basically we're gonna see more murder victims throughout the run, and maybe see if there's a link between all of them.
Alfred, I've ID'd. What's unusual is that they didn't.
Before we rescue this cop, we're going to get a nice upgrade, and then we will rescue the cop. So the upgrade I got is Critical Strikes. It's very important for doing fights fast. And we'll rescue the cop. After we rescue him, we almost get run over we almost get run over by the militia vehicle, but we managed to escape, and now we're chasing the militia vehicle in our own Batmobile. There's also this cop that's chasing him. This cop unfortunately is going to get blown up, so F's for that cop. And the easiest way of dealing with this militia vehicle is to cut him off here and then drive into him like this.
He's mine. That takes care of the vehicle.
And now we can interrogate this guy. When we interrogate this guy, he's gonna basically tell us that Scarecrow is in some safe house and very nearby to where we are. So he also tries to inject us with fear toxin, but what we're gonna do is take that from him and then send it to Oracle to analyze.
I swear that's all I know. If you're lying, I'll break the other one. The other one.
Let's hope.
Okay, so we will head over to the safe house. Scarecrow's obviously not here, but we do find Poison Ivy that is here. She's being held by the militia.
You should really review
So
your
we will.
security. Something tells me this wasn't part of the plan.
So we'll fight these guys, and what Poison Ivy basically does is she tells us that one thing we find out is that Poison Ivy is immune to the fear toxin, which is interesting. We might use that to our advantage later. Then we also get confronted by some militia people. They come at us with guns and some tanks, but our Batmobile also turns into a tank, which is going to help us deal with that. We also find out that Scarecrow is working with some of the supervillains in the city. At least the supervillains are aware. booth. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take Ivy to GCPD. She is a supervillain after all. On the way, we're going to do these tank diagnostics, or rather we're going to start them and then abort them immediately. These tank diagnostics, this is basically a tank tutorial. It's not really worth doing because it does give you an upgrade point, but it takes too long to get that upgrade point, so
I'm heading there now.
it's really not worth it. It runs. And then there are these tanks that get dropped off at Vanessa Studios. We'll deal with them. And then the last thing we're going to do is, there's another murder victim here that we will analyze or identify.
Let's hope they were the last.
Alfred, I found another bot. Deformity on the left ear. Looks like a result of minor ear agenesis. Birth defect. A wedding ring in the lower intestine. The inscription reads, Ophelia. The victim had a hip replacement.
So identify this guy, and then we can then take Ivy back to GCPD.
The victim's another person taken from outside.
So we're going to lock Ivy up in an isolation chamber. This is to prevent her from using any plants to escape. And then what we're going to do is get the most important gadget in the game, which is the remote electrical charge gun.
What is that thing?
Which is stored in the evidence room of GCPD.
Civil unrest?
The reason why this gadget is so important is that there's the animation for aiming and firing it is a little bit slow. So if we interrupt that by with basically a gadget switch, which we do by quick firing a batarang, but if we interrupt that animation, what we can do is confuse the game as to where Batman is supposed to be positioned, which actually lets us teleport Batman across the map relative to where we last reloaded from checkpoint. And we call this zipping. We're going to be using that a lot in this run. It's going to let us do a lot of major skips.
Bureaucrats. We're on our own. We can handle it, Jim. What's the latest? We've got
here, Commissioner Gordon and Aaron Cash are going to explain or introduce the side missions.
All right, let's see.
So the first one they introduce is the Firefighter side mission, which we are not going to do. This mission is a little bit too long to be worth it. There are too many firefighters we have to rescue. They're going to introduce the murder victims, which we've already done 2 of them. There are 6 overall that we're going to have to do in the run. And then they're going to introduce Riddler, which we are obviously not going to do because that is the longest side mission. You have to collect 243 riddles. It's a bit too much.
Look, I know you're busy, but anything you can do to help.
We do have to select a side mission here. I just select the one that's closest to my cursor, which is usually the Firefighter one.
I'll see what I can do. Good to hear.
I'll find that missing fire crew.
And then, yeah, now we'll head to the clock tower, which is where Oracle is analyzing the fear toxin. So, on the way, also we're going to talk with Lucius Fox, who is the CEO of Wayne Enterprises. He is going to enable, he's also in charge of our gadgets, and he's going to enable something that, he's going to enable the afterburner on our Batmobile, which is actually very nice. It helps us drive faster. So definitely thanks. Definitely thankful for that. especially for speed runs. So when we talk to Oracle here, she's basically gonna tell us that she has broken down the fear toxin into its core chemicals, and then what we're gonna do is try to trace where those chemicals are coming from in the city. The way we're going to do that is by hacking a couple of antennas in the city. The first one is at Panessa Studios, which is right in front of us, right there. So we can hack this antenna, but we're not able to actually power it. It needs some more electricity.
Damaged. I need to bypass it and power the antenna directly.
So we're gonna ask Lucius to give us something to help do that. We're gonna get a Batmobile accessory called the Power Winch. And then we're gonna basically have a nice tutorial to see all the things that this Power Winch can do. So the first thing you can do is you can pull down objects like this Arbor Rail station sign. Very cool. You can also make makeshift ramps like this. You can also use it to pull the Batmobile up buildings. Very useful as well. And then finally, we're going to use it to supply electricity to things like this generator here. So after this, we're going to get a call from Robin. He's going to want to help us. We're going to tell him no, we don't need his help. We're Batman. Too cool for that.
Oracle, I've restored.
Great.
And then we'll head over to the next antenna. Oops.
You gotta hit at the Scarecrow. He's given us the keys to the whole city.
So here we're going to do the introduction to our first Predator. Basically in Predators you're supposed to kind of sneak around because these guys have guns.
5 soldiers.
And one thing you can do in Predators is silent takedowns. Silent takedowns, they take about 5 seconds to do, but the trade-off is that you don't alert anybody when you do them. So they're useful, although kind of annoying. But because we can use glitches, we can actually do something called silent takedown cancels, where basically we can do silent takedowns instantly by kind of interrupting it with a gadget. So like that, and so this doesn't alert anybody when we use it, and it's a very
They think they're safe if they stick.
nice way of doing Predators a little bit faster.
Well, Mr. Wayne, let me...
So now we're going to get a new Batsuit because there are 3 guys kind of clustered together. We want a fast way of dealing with them, and this Batsuit's going to let us do that. We can do something called a fear takedown, which is which is very hog. Rescue the officer here.
Take down 3 armed guys like that.
Oops, and then hack this antenna.
Oracle,
Come on. Okay.
time to find Scarecrow. I I need to use both antennas to identify the micro and radio wave frequencies across Gotham. If I can find both frequencies at the same location, I'll know where Scarecrow is manufacturing his toxin.
So we're going to get a bird's eye view of the city. We're going to try to find where the chemicals comprising the toxin are coming from. On the right side of this view, we can see that there's Ace Chemicals. It seems like that was shockingly, Ace Chemicals is where those chemicals are coming from. So you're going to head over there. The general principle of this game is that driving, especially if you have to go very long distances, driving's faster than gliding. That's a mistake I see a lot of newer runners make.
Or worse.
I'm in the area. I'll round up my guys and head over. Hold off until I get there. I'm on my way.
So we're going to drive over there. And so when we get to Ace Chemicals, we're going to be introduced to the Arkham Knight, who's going to try to shoot us, but Scarecrow doesn't let him for reasons. And so what we'll do is, what we're then supposed to do is grapple to the top of Ace Chemicals and get introduced to the Arkham Knight's army.
Any word from inside?
But that cutscene where we're introduced to the army is very long. It's not really worth watching. So what we're gonna do is try to skip that cutscene by gliding over. Basically, we're gonna glide over the cutscene trigger. Oh, like this. And then when we get to Ace Chemicals, we're going to rescue a few Ace Chemicals workers. So the first one is in here. Unfortunately, this worker is dead, so that's not very cool. We're not happy about that. Well, we're going to take our frustrations on these tanks here that are guarding the entrance.
Gates open. Time to bring in the car.
Alright, so now we'll head to the second worker. The second worker, this worker is alive, so it's nice. He's over on this side of Ace Chemicals. And so here we are confronted by the Arkham Knight. He actually has a lot to say in this cutscene, if you wait, but we're not going to. We're just going to control our Batmobile and shoot these guys. The Arkham Knight runs away because he's a dirty little coward, but the rest of these guys are a little bit braver, so we'll reward them with some non-lethal rounds to the face.
Safe now.
You don't know the half of it, Batman. Scarecrow, he was...
Stay calm and tell me what you know.
They've been running the plant for hours. It's a bad.
Okay, so we rescued this worker, and now we're going to rescue the remaining workers. There are 3 more workers, but 2 of them are actually dead. So what we're going to do is skip our way to the last worker.
Take your men and get out of here.
The way that we do this is we go over to here. Pipes over here.
There'll be no city to save.
And if we go over here, there's a wall next to us that has no collision, and it's gonna let us glide out of bounds. There's an elevator in front of us that we're going to basically be gliding to. So we'll head into this elevator and rescue this last worker that's here. So this worker's getting bullied by some militia people. Unfortunately, we don't really like bullies, so we'll deal with them. Yeah, so we'll rescue the worker.
It's okay. You're safe.
And what we're supposed to do is use our Batmobile in order to
Jim,
pull the elevator back up.
I'm coming to you.
But what we're going to, we're going to,
Technicians are safe.
but we can't actually do that right now because we skipped all of the setup that we were supposed to do in order to do that. But if we remote control our Batmobile and just exit Ace Chemicals, the game for whatever reason thinks that that other worker is actually in the Batmobile. So we're actually able to rescue both workers right now.
Scarecrow's forces have murdered
But Batman's not in the Batmobile, so we are going to just reload from checkpoint, and then Batman will now be in the Batmobile, and we can continue on with the run. The next part of the run is to get to Scarecrow, who is in the middle of the Ace Chemicals factory. To get there, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to go here.
I need the Batmobile to get back in there and find Scarecrow.
Uh-oh. No, this happened again. Alright, so now we'll go up here. I like to do this line launcher tightrope. It lets us then go here, and what we're going to try to do is if we look in this direction, we'll load in this interior of the tunnel here. This roof is going to deload, so we'll grapple that, and then glide over to this next part, which is basically this is now where Scarecrow is. So this is the middle of the factory. There's a Predator here, which we'll do.
Tonight is the night that Gotham changes forever. The night it becomes a wasteland of nightmares, a forsaken symbol of Batman's failure, a monument to fear.
And yeah, so we'll do this Predator.
We're about to turn Gotham into the epicenter of a blast that will transform the entire eastern coast of America into my domain.
I need to stop chemicals being loaded into the mixing chamber. Once I clear the room, I can focus on stopping the explosion.
Alright, so when we confront Scarecrow and we have him apprehended, but then he tells us that Barbara's been kidnapped, which is not good. And in our distraction and our panic, we actually let Scarecrow escape. So that's not good. That's our bad. And now we're locked in the middle of this factory with this fear toxin that's about to be released when this factory explodes. So that's not good.
These canisters are highly volatile.
So what we're going to do is neutralize the fear toxin with these neutralizing agents. You're able to actually cancel the animation where we pull out these canisters, so now we're basically like miming this. It's very funny.
Neutralizing agents deployed. Blast radius reduced by 25%.
Where is she, Alfred? I have no idea.
Although if you do push it in too quickly, the canister will actually appear out of thin air, which is also very funny. So we have to do 4 canisters. 3 of them we're going to cancel. The 4th one we cannot.
Blast radius reduced by 50%.
So we'll see kind of what the animation that, or what we were the interaction that we were skipping by doing the cancel.
What you taught me. Do the right thing. That's all that matters. Master Bruce, I implore you. You must get out of there. If this is about Miss Gordon, you cannot blame yourself for what's happened.
And so when we pull out the last canister, we're going to turn around and we're going to be confronted by Joker, who shoots us in the face, which is kind of weird because we burned his body at the beginning of the game, right? So that is kind of odd. But yeah, so now we are dropped off. We have this flashback scene where we are playing the role of Commissioner Gordon. We've been dropped off at Panessa Studios. We don't really know why, but we do see a VIP elevator up here. We're the commissioner. We are pretty important.
Analyzed. Identification confirmed. Welcome, Commissioner Gordon.
Unbelievable.
So we'll head on over there. And basically, if you recall from the beginning of the game, what I mentioned was that Joker had sent his blood to hospitals around the city and injected his blood into Batman. So after the events of Arkham City, Batman and Gordon tried to round up the blood so to prevent them from being transfused into people. Unfortunately, they missed some, so what Batman has done is he's gone around and kidnapped people who have been infected with Joker blood. So, and he's put them in these isolation chambers, which is,
What the hell is this place?
It's an approach one could take. And so here what we'll see is that up here there's Henry Adams, who is symptomless, he looks normal, but then we see Christina Bell, Johnny Charisma, and Albert King are all turning into Joker. So what Batman's trying to do is he's trying to use Henry Adams in order to find a cure for this Joker syndrome. And then Gordon also notices there's a fifth cell that has nobody in it, and it turns out that this cell is in case Batman turns into Joker, because Batman was injected with Joker's blood. So now what we're seeing is the manifestation of this, because every time Batman is injected with fear toxin, he starts turning more and more into Joker. So we got exposed to some fear toxin right now, and that's why we're starting to hallucinate Joker, which is not good. Joker does make the astute observation that we probably should try to exit this factory that's about to explode. So let's go ahead and do that. There's like some guys that we drove past, and some tanks. Those guys are not actually supposed to be there. We skipped the part where we would have destroyed them. So they're not actually dead, even though it looks like they might have died from this factory exploding. But yeah, so we've escaped. We are starting to hallucinate Joker, which is not good. And also Barbara is kidnapped, so we need to rescue her. We're gonna tell Commissioner Gordon that Barbara's been kidnapped. We also are debating whether or not to tell him that she works for us. So we're gonna head to GCPD to talk to Gordon. On the way, basically there's a predator that we're supposed to do actually a little bit later, but we can actually do it now, and it's a bit faster to do it now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, but on easy, we can do Predator. If you watch the new Batman movie, we can actually do Predators similar to that, where we just go around and punch people while they're shooting at us. And in here, I'm gonna get storage. What that is that's where you aim and fire the ret gun, and then quick fire a batarang like at kind of the same time. And this is gonna let us do a zip a little in about like 5 minutes, I think. In a couple minutes. So, so now we'll talk with Gordon.
I've got to go.
So we're gonna head to the clock tower to look for clues about where Barbara's been kidnapped to.
Jim, I need you to stay focused. It's dangerous out there. Drive slow and let me deal with any trouble.
Why did I let this happen?
There's no way you could have predicted this, Jim.
It's my job to predict it as a cop and a father.
As we escort Gordon to the clock tower, we're going to be accosted by some militia vehicles, so we'll just deal with them.
Up ahead, we've got company. Who are they?
Militia, I'll handle. Jim, I should stay close and protect them.
Pursuing forces, this is Arkham.
Okay, so deal with them.
Apprehend Commissioner Gordon. I say again, your priority is to apprehend the Commissioner. I want him alive. Let nothing stand in your way.
It's too dangerous, Jim. Get in the Batmobile. I'll take us to the clock tower.
Just get us there in one piece.
Alright, so here it's too dangerous for Jim to drive himself, so we're gonna drive him, and here so there are 3 islands on in this part of Gotham. There's Bleak Island, Miyagani Island, and Founders Island. Here Alfred's gonna tell us where like how many tanks there are on each island. We don't really care what Alfred has to say, so we'll just go ahead and skip all of that.
The remaining
Thanks, Alfred. I'm heading there now.
And now, yeah, now we'll head over to the clock tower. There's some tanks here, so we're gonna fight them.
Yes, sir. Extraction squad's down. Take control of the clock tower drones. He's coming. Switching to manual control. I'll stop him, sir. Direct hit on a rat.
Jim, clock tower surrounded. I'll clear the area. Let me know when it's safe to head inside.
Multiple drones offline. What the hell was that? The enemy's acquired simultaneous strike capabilities. Then faster.
Okay, so and now we'll head to the clock tower.
Jim, the area is secure.
Oops.
I'm impressed. Your tricks.
So in here we're gonna be treated to a nice flashback sequence. Basically you can see Oracle. She's able to walk, but then she foolishly doesn't look into her peephole. And then gets shot by Joker in the back. So this is why she's paralyzed and now in a wheelchair. Yeah. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna be in the clock tower. Gordon's gonna actually come up the stairs, and we're gonna tell him that Barbara works for us. He's gonna be really unhappy with us, punch us in the face, and go look for Barbara himself. So we're gonna have to track Oracle. We're going to do a bit of a skip though, because tracking Oracle takes a bit of time. We have to like scan a bunch of tire tracks, scan them to an island, and then do a Predator, and then we'll be introduced to Riddler, who has Catwoman hostage. What we're gonna do is we're gonna skip directly to Riddler. Kind of a cool little skip, but basically this skips some tire scanning, and it skips a tank fight, and it skips a Predator. So it skips, I think it saves maybe like 3 or so minutes. I don't know. It saves a bunch of time. So what we're gonna do is first we need to advance this scene. There's a wheelchair that spawns in, but after that we're gonna zip out. So as I mentioned, you're able to basically teleport across the map based on where we last reloaded from checkpoint. We last reloaded from checkpoint in the overworld, so it's going to zip us here. And then we will head on over to Riddler. So, for this, one thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to scan a riddle for a very specific reason. There are a couple benefits to it. One is it gives you XP. The other is that we're going to be able to skip some Riddler dialogues with this. Because well, there's a Riddler menu that comes up only after you've scanned after you've done your first riddle. So we'll see how we can manipulate that. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is there's a wall that has no collision, and this is gonna let us head to Riddler from out of bounds, which is pretty cool. So Riddler is in this orphanage over here. I hope I have enough speed. Good. Uh-oh, I don't. A little bit unfortunate, but this should be good. And then what we can do is a door cancel. So what we're able to do is in this game is open doors without actually going through them. And this lets you kind of load in interiors or deload exteriors if you want to. So now we're able to glitch into Riddler and advance kind of with the main story.
Both contestants are finally here. Tonight, folks, we've got riddles galore. But first, let me introduce my beautiful assistant. I'm growing tired of my dependence upon the least useless dregs I can scrape from Gotham's utterly uninspired underbelly. Why rely on others for help when you can design?
The Riddler has these robots.
Manufacture it yourself.
Oops. And then Riddler has some dialogues which we can skip by going to the menu and selecting an unsolved riddle, because Riddler will then read out the riddle, and it basically lets us cancel his dialogue. So that's the reason why we scanned that one riddle. We do have to go into the menu a little bit, which is like about a second, but then we save a lot of time by by then skipping those two dialogues. So and now we can get riddles whenever we want. But anyway, so now we're going to. There's another murder victim here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Wait, should be.
I killed half of her already.
The victim is fitted with an ocular prosthesis. This specific type of medical
this side.
acrylic was used only once during a trial 5 years ago.
And there's a shark bite here.
I've seen that pattern of scar tissue before. It's a bite mark. Analyzing its radius points to a species of Selachomorpha. This particular variety of shark is only found in the waters off the coast of North Gotham. Signs of trauma to the upper arm. At some point, titanium screws have been implanted to repair a fractured humerus. Alfred, the victim's name is... That's 3 victims.
And then we'll go and... now what we're going to do is head back to where a Batmobile should be, but on the way there's another murder victim, so we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, the murder victim is right here.
Alfred, I found a
An irregularity on the victim's chest.
This is the only one where you're able to actually like do a scan like while Batman is talking. So we do take advantage of that to save a tiny bit of time.
Predominantly used with a hunting rifle that hasn't been manufactured in over a decade. The left foot is missing several toes. The site of amputation suggests the removal of non-viable tissue in the treatment of frostbite.
Alfred, I've ID'd the... Have you found anything linking?
Oops. Yeah. I'm gonna get another upgrade, which is, this is the multi-ground takedown. This is a very important upgrade for doing fights fast, and it's nice to be able to get it earlier. or to get it fairly early. There are a lot of fights with a lot of people in it, and it's very important for doing those fights quickly. So now we will, guess we have to select this.
Alfred, I'm at the bridge.
One moment, sir. I should probably warn you, there's a significant militia presence ahead.
So what we're supposed to do is lower this bridge, and then like scan some tire tracks, but instead of doing that we can actually just go to where the car ended up going to directly, which is over here, behind this hospital.
Where's he gone? Commencing area search.
The car's empty.
And yeah, now we're going to analyze this car crash for clues as to where Oracle, or as to what happened with Oracle.
The car veered off an empty road. Looks like the driver wasn't wearing his seatbelt. I should find the body. Traces of pepper spray on the right side of the driver's face. Oracle must have been in the passenger seat and deliberately caused the crash. Clever. I should check the area where she was sitting. The door was torn off during the crash. If I can find where it came to rest, I can determine exactly what
One thing I find funny is that Barbara is allowed to kill this guy who pepper spray him, and then he like
torn cleanly off the
gets launched out of the car. There's no way that guy's alive.
I need to examine the reconstruction, pinpoint where she landed.
So basically what we're gonna find at the end of this is that Barbara basically hid a thing that we can use to track the Arkham Knight's location. We're going to... Now what we're supposed to do is actually analyze that and then track Arkham Knight to Miyagani Tunnel, then we like chase him through there, interrogate, find out he's not... Then we interrogate some driver who tells us about Penguin, and then we try to look for Penguin, use it with Nightwing's help. What we're going to do is we're going to actually skip to Penguin directly. Before we do that, we are going to do start two more side missions. But basically, yeah, what we're going to do then is 2 side missions and then skip to Penguin. So first we'll do the side missions after this.
I've missed something. Oracle knew she couldn't escape, but she caused this crash for a reason. She must have left a clue while crawling away.
I'm okay. Yeah, so the first side mission we're gonna do is kind of forgot how to get there. First one we're gonna do is Firefly. Basically, Firefly has set a bunch of fire stations on fire. So what we're gonna do is enable the emergency sprinkler system, and then chase Firefly. We're gonna do 3 of these in the run. There's 1 fire station on each island, basically. And what you want to do is you want to stay like close enough to Firefly in order to have his fuel run out. Firefly though can sometimes troll you and like take like the worst paths. Also, another thing is that Firefly's like path is RNG, so they'll like just... He can sometimes take you very close to where you want to go to next, or he can sometimes be very far. So that's a bit of RNG in this run. You can lose like up to like 30 seconds having to traverse the map in order to get to your next objective, depending completely on where Firefly decides to end this chase. So he's run out of fuel now, so then what we can do is we get close enough to him to be able to eject and take him down and punch him in the face a few times. This is actually a very reasonable end location. It's reasonably close to where we need to go to next. So the next one we're going to do is Azrael. So Azrael is a very competent fighter, part of the Order of Saint Dumas. He wants to basically, right now he claims he wants to take over as Batman. So what Batman's doing is he's giving him a series of combat challenges in order to see if Azrael is worthy to
contact me when you're ready.
To be the next Batman, or to take over as Batman.
Sir, I've captured it.
Okay, so now we will head over to Penguin. Basically, Penguin is behind this door. This door's supposed to open when we like later, when we trigger the objective. But what we can do is glitch on through the door, and then go into Penguin. So this is a nice little skip. Thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. And we'll interrogate Penguin to see where Barbara is.
So that's who we had. The commissioner's little girl.
I'll break every bone in your body, Cobblepot.
They were going to see some geezer called Simon Stagg. I think he runs a pharmaceutical company or something.
Do not lie to me.
Okay, so yeah, so the next lead is going to be Simon Stagg's airships. So we'll head there after, but we are in a little bit of trouble. But if you recall, the reason why we were able to find this place was because we had Nightwing's help. After he helped us, we told Nightwing to screw off, but he doesn't. He actually comes in to save us. Batman will never thank Nightwing because Batman doesn't thank people, but I'm thankful on behalf of Nightwing. So, but yeah, now we get to fight these guys, and we get to actually see the power of the multi-ground takedown. In this fight, it's very nice. So the multi-round takedown is basically, it lets us when we knock guys to the ground,
Bruce, you need to let me help.
You're able to take them all out basically at once, which is it's a very nice feature of the game. You can cancel this door. It saves a lot of time. And then we need to exit, but we can't actually go out that door because it's still closed from when we glitched into it. So what we're going to do is cancel the door, which will load in the overworld and unload the interior. And then we can grapple out. We can like glide out of this area.
I can handle it, though it has been a while. To see some Joker moves. This is going to be great.
And then take out these guys that are trying to ambush us.
Well, you'll see.
Whoops. Unfortunately, I didn't get the fear takedown there, but that happens. But yeah, now we'll destroy these and head over to Stag's airship. Well, actually not Stag's airship just yet. We're gonna do a side mission first. But basically, Stag's airship is over there. So what we're gonna do though first is the next Firefly.
Scarecrow. Boss wants to go aboard.
So there's another fire station that's on fire right here. So we'll turn on the sprinkler system. And now we will chase Firefly. This one can be annoying especially if he goes into one of the tunnels. It's really hard to track him inside the tunnels. But again, it's RNG. Usually Firefly will actually like end up in the complete wrong side of the island. This is more times than not whenever I do this chase, he does. Like in this one, 100%. Because like the place we were just at now is actually where I want this chase to end, but it seems like we started out there. So then what that usually means is that he's going to then go to the other side of the island, which makes this a lot slower. And then sometimes he does this like weird thing where he just goes in a circle. You kind of have to just wait it out. Oh boy. Yeah, so now he's going to Panessa, which is not really where I want him to be. So we're very lucky he'll like turn on this bridge, which he does, so that's a little bit better. Oh, I think I can take him down now, so let's do that.
You can't stop me, Batman. Gotham will be ashes by dawn.
Alright, so now we will head on over to Stag's airships. Stag's airships are tied to a watchtower. Watchtower is basically it's going to be a predator. There are other watchtowers in the game that are not predators, but this one is a predator. Hopefully I don't get spotted by that guy. Fortunately, that did happen. Oh no.
Okay, I've taken out the militia. Now to disable the tower.
So now we can go onto Stag's airship, but it is password protected. So Lucius has this gadget that we can use called the remote hacking device, which is going to let us get past password protected things, which is nice. And it also happens to be in this building that's right next to the airship.
There's a service
which is also nice.
of the airship.
So what we're supposed to do is go through Stag's airship, find Stag, but then Stag then gets apprehended by the militia and taken to the second Stag airship. So right now we're in the first one. Then we're supposed to do a Predator, a few fights, and then get to Stag in the second airship where we do another Predator. So what we're gonna do is skip to that Predator in that second Stag airship. First, we're gonna do everything normally. Not a big deal.
The soldiers are using an unmanned drone. If I can, I've got
Yeah, nothing really special about this part right now. But then what we'll do is we're going to be able to tilt this airship, and then when we get into this floor hatch, we're going to reload from checkpoint. Because as I mentioned before, we want to do a zip, and our zips are all going to be relative to where we last reloaded from checkpoint, and we want to have our next zip be relative to Stag's airship. Yeah, so we're setting up that zip, basically. So now we'll continue on. And basically the reason why we're continuing on is because we need to get a specific autosave in order for the airships to be positioned right, because the airships kind of move throughout the story up until like this one autosave right here. And now we will exit the airship, because what we're going to do is do a zip to get back to the airship, but we want the airships to actually be unloaded, and this is going to let us basically glitch on into the second airship. So in order to do a zip, we always have to get storage. To get storage, we need to get to a gargoyle, so the nearest gargoyle, unfortunately, is right here. So and then we will do our zip. So this zip takes us to behind the second airship, and what we're going to do is go glide over here, which will load in the airship. And then we will we're basically inside or in the ceiling. We can like jump down through a hole in the ceiling apparently, and now we have glitched our way to the Predator for the second airship. So we'll go ahead and get to this door here. And yeah, we'll do this Predator, so
take out the minigunner. I should leave him until last.
Okay, now the main idea of this Predator is we want to lure this minigunner by this generator here, and then blow him up. So that's the fastest way of dealing with the minigunner. Let's just go up here. Now we're gonna get storage because we're gonna do a zip in a bit. And now we're gonna go apprehend Scarecrow.
Okay, this is it. The moment we've both been waiting for.
So there are two Scarecrows that we can choose. Hope maybe we can choose the correct one, trigger the good ending, the ever elusive good ending. That'll shave an extra hour off of this run, or extra 2 hours off of the run.
Roll up. It's the...
Unfortunately, we are not so lucky. And we get gassed by Scarecrow. Yeah, I think this cutscene is a good donation spot.
You're not dying. It just feels like you are. My toxin is filling your lungs, drowning you in your greatest fears. What can you see? A city engulfed in fear. Betrayed by those you trust the most. Your darkest secrets revealed. As I tear your mind apart, Gotham will watch. I will cut that mask from your face, and the whole world will see the fear in your eyes. Then they too will understand. There is no savior, no more hope, no more Batman. Maybe it's already happened.
Yeah, so we got gassed by Scarecrow again, so every time that happens we start turning more and more into Joker, so this is what's happening.
Astonishing. Such brutality.
Look at him. He's no better than the creep who killed your parents. You need to do something. You need to stop him. Good.
Yeah, this is also a good donation spot. Although, if I had Bakehead mode on,
something's changed.
It would be kind of funny.
You're different.
I'd prefer to call it a work in progress, but it does show potential.
You're trapped. There's nowhere to run.
Who said anything about running?
Alright, so Scarecrow escaped. He claims he wasn't running, but that looked like running to me. So now he's going to tell us that basically Barbara's in the same safe house that we had previously seen Ivy in.
Alfred,
So we're going to head on over there.
Safe house in Chinatown. I'm heading there now.
Please. So that's that guy didn't leave.
So here, Barbara's basically got gassed, and then she freaked out, and then shot herself in the head. So Barbara is now completely 100% dead. There's no possible way she's alive. Batman's devastated, and but Alfred's now telling us about something called the Cloudburst, which does basically what it sounds like. It creates a burst of clouds, which is a way of dispersing the fear toxin.
Stack's files have revealed what the Cloudburst does. It's a dispersal device. Sir, don't you see?
Thanks for the good luck.
Scarecrow has the means to engulf the entire city in fear toxin. You stopped him from making it operational, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, so this would probably be another good donation spot. But anyways, while we're here, like, basically what's going to happen is Batman's going to remember that Ivy is immune to Scarecrow's fear toxin. So we're going to go talk to her to see what's up with that, you know?
You can't bring her back. Let Uncle Jay take charge. No more bad memories, no more pain, no more fear. Scouts on it.
Ivy.
Oh no.
Sir?
Alfred, run a satellite scan of the city. Let me know the instant you locate the cloudburst.
Of course, sir. Where are you going?
GCPD. Ivy was immune to Scarecrow's toxin.
You think she will help?
She doesn't have a choice.
Batman, what happened at the safe house was not some cruel game. It was necessary. Tonight is about more than Gotham. It's about what you became in that room. The hero who failed. That's what I want the world to see.
Ah, okay.
Good to see you, Batman.
Alright, so when we get to Ivy, basically we'll find out that she is able to create spores that counteract the fear toxin, but in order to create enough on the scale that we need for the entire city,
I need your help.
she needs some really large trees, really large plants in order to do that. The first of which is in the botanical gardens, so we're going to escort Ivy there. But on the way, we're going to encounter what Aaron Cash calls one big mother of a tank.
There's the tank.
So that's not good.
I'll need to scan its hull to find a weakness I can exploit. That's the left side. Now I need to scan the rear and the right side. That's the rear scan. I just need to scan the right side. The Cobra drone power to rip the Batmobile to shreds.
Yeah, the best way of, after doing that, instead of going back to the garage, we can go here, and then when we remote control our Batmobile, it's going to be in a very good spot that's much closer to this,
shot with the Batmobile 60mm cannon should take it out.
Cobra.
I can use the radar to track the drone's movements and get behind a clear shot of the exhaust port.
Impossible. We know what caliber rounds he's using. The armor was impenetrable. Can't just roll a single heavy armor unit into the field and expect to crush him under it. He's better than that. Initiate stage 2 attack protocols. Deploy all Cobra units in group formation.
So we're getting a fake upgrade here. We skipped all the parts where we would have selected the upgrade, so we don't actually get a real sonar here. I'm gonna get some other upgrades. So I think this and this. And then we're gonna have to do another Cobra Battle. Unfortunately this Cobra Battle is not bad. There's a very good strat for it. It's more or less consistent. There are only 3 Cobras in here.
We've lost one. Programming Cobra to respond. Hey, question. Did it hurt watching her die? Powerless to do anything? Cobra offline. I've got support nearby. I'm sending it in. Barbara Gordon worked for you. She fought for you. And look what we got. Whatever you're planning, it won't be enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. Okay. You don't want to get in that objective too quickly, otherwise things get kind of broken. Basically, so this one plant is not enough for Ivy So we're gonna need to find another one. It's deep underground though, so what we're gonna do is Lucius is gonna give us some sonar to get it, and we also get introduced to a couple more side missions. So we will might look into those, at least some of those.
Lucius, open the parking lot entrance.
I thought you were here already, Mr. Wayne. Must be a glitch in the system. I'll get that checked immediately. You know, if you want to get anything off your chest. Mr. Wayne, the perimeter's been breached. We have some uninvited guests.
Not for long.
Wayne Tower! Drone down! Confirm multiple hits. Over. Mob has been hit. Rattler offline. We lost one, sir. He's making you look like a fool. Wayne Tower unit destroyed. That appears to be the last of them, Mr. Wayne. Your upgrade's ready for collection.
So we get the sonar. Yeah. Well, now we can look for Ivy's plant.
Master Bruce, I'm afraid those drones were just the beginning. I've detected a significant redeployment of vehicles from Founders Island into the north and south of the city. It seems the Arkham Knight is tightening his grip.
I'm ready for them, Alfred.
Very good, Sam.
So Ivy's plant is right here.
I found a way to track the root systems beneath Gotham.
And then after we do that, we're gonna get it's gonna start getting shot down by the militia people, so we have to protect the plant. Alright, so now we're going to head to the Vanessa Studios to sort of see if we can find the Cloudburst. So in Vanessa Studios, we're gonna see that Robin is actually working on to try to find this Joker, here. We also find out Barbara is engaged to be married to Robin, so we haven't like told him that Barbara's dead, and we aren't going to. So that's not a very nice thing that Batman's doing, but you know, you gotta make some sacrifices. We're gonna now get the second most important upgrade in the game, which is this, or gadget in the game, which is this freeze grenade, which is gonna let us do other skips later on. Anyway, so we're gonna interact with this computer, and there's gonna be this relay drone that we need to get access to, and the fastest way of getting to that is to just zip out. And the overworld is unloaded, so we can just glide through all of these buildings, but the relay drone is actually not unloaded, so we can actually get onto the relay drone, which is in front of us, and then trigger the next story objective, which will load in the overworld, and we can continue on with the main story from there. This does have consequences later in terms of how we have to do things, but fortunately, this actually ends up saving more time than just this skip alone. It saves more time down the line as well.
The relay chip will allow me to temporarily blind the drones. That should give me enough time to take out the 2 radar towers.
So this relay drone gives us this chip that lets us blind these drones, and now what we're going to try to do is destroy 2 radars and then a long-range missile launcher. The first radar is right here. Oops.
That's the first radar.
The second radar is right here. But this one, it's guarded by some guys who we are supposed to fight, but we can actually skip this fight. What we'll do is just phase on through the floor and destroy this this second radar. And it's funny to think about from the thug's point of view what just happened. Anyway, so we'll at it. Basically, the door is closed, so what we need to do is get out of here by getting into corner cover and then grappling out. So that's what we just did there. Oh, I totally forgot. I'm actually supposed to have not done this. Unfortunately, I forgot that there's a side mission I'm supposed to do. Because I'm so used to any %. So we will go ahead and do that. This is the second Azrael side mission. I totally forgot that this was a thing, so it's unfortunate.
You're ready for the next challenge.
No matter how difficult the test, I will prevail.
Another competent
Okay, so now we'll do the long-range missile launcher, which is right up here. Okay. Now we will
the armor on that missile launcher will be too thick for me to penetrate. I need something with a little more punch. First, I need to lower the defense shield.
So yeah, the missile launcher, we need our Batmobile to actually destroy it. So we're gonna bring our Batmobile onto this island. Unfortunately, there are some Cobras here, which are very annoying.
Deploy strike team Delta to target location now. Yes, sir. What about the Batmobile? Activate the Cobra squadron. Right into the ground. Drone offline. Sending a Cobra to support. There's a whole world of hurt coming your way, Batman. We've lost the Cobra. Maintaining search pattern.
Alright, this is not very fortunate, but...
What's Delta's status, Sergeant? Inbound, sir. About 2 clicks south of target location. Cobra offline. I've got 2 in support. We know where you are, Batman. You're not getting out of that control room alive.
Oh, that guy is, that's not good. I think I'm gonna get cornered unless I do something like really drastic, which is like, oh, God. So that's the Cobra fight. So next we will need to destroy this long-range missile launcher.
Rooftops clear. Target's in the control room. Moving into secure. Hold off, Lieutenant. He's mine.
So the Arkham Knight, though, has brought a regiment of militia people to stop us, so we'll deal with these guys pretty easily. And maybe ask the Arkham Knight a question.
Those pointy ears aren't just for show, you know.
Are you? Not yet, Dark Knight.
Yeah, but we ask him his question. He was not very helpful, so then he runs away again. So we'll pull up this ramp, destroy the missile launcher.
You think you can outwit me? You think I'm just like all the others?
Alright, and now we have destroyed the missile launcher, so our Batwing can go analyze, can go look for the cloudburst.
Upload the results to the clock tower once it's complete.
But so while we're waiting for it, we can go do a couple more side missions. So for example, there are 2 more murder victims that we can do. First one is right here, I believe. Yeah.
I promise I'll hand control of your body right back when my turn's done.
Alfred, I found a fifth. That particular type of bleaching to the pigmentation of the skin denotes a chemical burn, most likely a chlorine-based substance. Tracheal surgery to remove a cancerous growth has resulted in the victim being fitted with a voice box. The victim suffered a rare genetic disorder, causing them to have 6 fingers on one hand. Alfred, the victim's name. Do the details of the
And then we'll do the last murder victim, which is right here. But we won't finish the side mission, because basically the way that the game works is that if you need to finish half of the side missions after finishing the main story. You finish half of the remaining side missions. So optimally, we're going to the optimal way of doing this is to finish all of the side mission, or all the side missions that we need after the main story. Otherwise, we'll have to do more side missions than necessary. So we're not going to actually finish this until after we do the main story.
Used here for a cranial fracture, most probably the result of a boxing accident. The victim's callous knuckles would only be acquired by a professional fighter. Alfred, the victim's name is... Cross-reference this with the...
Alright, and now we will go to the, go over here and do our, see and analyze our Batwing results. See if we can find the cloudburst. While doing this, one thing I like to do is just scan this one riddle, the Batgirl riddle, because like you have time. It's good practice for 100% as well, because you have to do it there. And it doesn't, and we no longer have to worry about like that Riddler menu. Oops. Well, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But okay, I guess I wasn't close enough.
Alfred,
yeah, so this would be a good donation slide.
Certainly, sir. As you can see, the Batwing has completed an orbital sweep of Founders Island, but there's still no sign of the cloudburst. I will, of course, let you know when the situation changes, but one moment, sir. I'm receiving an emergency broadcast from the movie studios.
Batman, I hope you can hear this. The movie studios are under attack. Robin is in trouble.
Listen to me very carefully. You need to lock down that room. We can't let the infected get out.
Of course. Tell me when.
Henry!
Oh. Yes, this is Harley Quinn. She was Joker's girlfriend back when he was alive. So she is taking over Panessa Studios. We're gonna need to stop her, help Robin, and she's released all the other Jokers, which is not good.
Don't do it.
So we're gonna have to head over to Panessa Studios. Before we do that, though, we're gonna do another Asriel section. Basically, this is just the third one. We have to do 4 tests as Azrael.
Miss Quinn is clearly volatile. Robin may be in serious danger.
Azrael is...
Oh, I told you we should have butchered that bunch of second-rate tribute acts. They better not kill Robin, Bat.
Around over here. If I remember where he is. I don't. Oh, there he is.
You're a competent warrior, but one final challenge awaits you. Contact me when you're ready.
Be prepared for my victory when I return.
He's not.
I heard gas masks ain't gonna help. Toxin's too powerful.
Alright, so now we'll go do Panessa. So, basically the first thing we do is take out these thugs. So as I mentioned before, that we are actually not going to be basically when we zipped out earlier, the elevator stayed lowered, so we actually can't do this part the intended way. Because we're not going to be able to take the elevator down, so we're going to have to find a way to glitch our way to the bottom of the elevator. So the way we're going to do that is, first we're doing everything normally. We have to use this voice synthesizer that we somehow have in order to open this door.
Well, look who's too late to save the day. How's it going, Bat Brain? It's been a while.
But instead of opening this door the normal way, what we're going to do is actually go out of bounds and open this door. The way we're going to do that is we go here, we glide. We're going to glide through this wall here that has no collision so that we can go out of bounds. Then we go up here. We go here, and then we're going to open this door from out of bounds, and then open it again.
Something must have happened. Maybe the radio's busted.
We're going to wait till this door opens here. We're skipping the cutscene. But now the entire overworld is going to be unloaded and the elevator is unloaded, so what we can now do is just go to the bottom of the elevator, right here, and then do this. Now we could help Robin here, but instead of doing that, what we're going to do is just exit immediately. And then glide to this door over here. This door is where Christina Bell is, so what we're going to do is we can go over here and then cancel this door. And then what we're going to do is cancel the door again, because there's a predator that we're going to have to do, and if we cancel the door before doing it, the enemies won't see us, which actually saves quite a bit of time and makes it much more consistent.
Robin, you wait here while I get behind him. We'll take him down faster if we work together. You'll know when you see it.
You sure took your time back there.
I was testing your self-control.
Did I pass?
You need practice. Come on.
Yeah, so now we'll see here in this predator that we don't need to, that the guys aren't going to see us. It's very kind of funny.
Up high. Now. I say when you strike.
Got it.
These idiots want to break us apart. I tried to explain all the painful things you're gonna do to them, but, well, I think they're masochists. Enjoy! Now, boy, just because Batsky's gonna beat you into a sort of...
What are you standing around for? Get in there and help those idiots out!
You heard him. Less sane when he rescues me. Your blood, I mean. It'll look great.
That's all of them. Time to go get Miss Bell.
It's all mine.
Okay, so that's Christina Bell default with. So now we're going to head to the next Joker, which is Albert King. The way we're going to do that is glitch on out of bounds using our freeze grenade. Like that. Albert King is right here at this objective marker. What we're going to do is kill Albert King by just throwing a batarang at him. And now he's dead. So,
and Christina here seems like
so if we now go into this door, Albert King is now a broken shell of a man.
This Robin seems like a real improvement on that last one.
And yeah, and then that's the fight. Otherwise, this fight takes a couple of minutes. It's very slow. It saves a lot of time to be able to do this fight very quickly.
I can't leave here without King.
And now we'll head to the next Joker, which is Johnny Charisma. Johnny Charisma is we go here, and then glitch out of bounds again, and then go to this objective marker over here. And now we're going to do our first Jason cutscene. We're supposed to do 3 of these, but we're actually only going to do 2 because doing some of the glitches that we did end up skipping a Jason cutscene. That's also like one of the big time saves.
Is that you? Batman's not coming to save you, Jason. It's been 6 months now, Jason. I think it's time to face facts. Screw you. That's the spirit. You're a real chip off the old bat block. Not
This would be a good donation thing as well.
Why won't you just kill me?
What? Oh, no. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet, anyway. You're my sidekick now. Imagine it. You and me, out on the streets, starting fights, picking on the weak. A regular dynamic duo. Just like Bats and that new kid of his.
No, he wouldn't.
You think? So, this isn't Batman, then? Oh, weird. The pointy ears are usually a dead giveaway. I didn't want to show you that photo. Really, I didn't. But, well, it was the only way for you to get closure. Now, I know it hurts, but sometimes you gotta be cruel to be kind.
Okay, so here we're supposed to interact with this lock, which we need to enter the code for. The code here is 0539. What this is a reference to is a reference to May of 1939, which is when the first Batman comic was released. So that's kind of a cool bit of trivia. You can also enter the code incorrectly 5 times, and then Batman just breaks the thing and then opens the door, which is... I wish he just did that the first time, but...
using the pedal on the right.
I don't know.
Slide your finger along
It's
the
just
dial.
funny. Then also, yeah, so here, then we'll encounter Johnny Charisma, which is the,
Okay, I can see the camera.
Now highlight
which is
the track for the
the
last 10 minutes.
next Joker.
So I see. Thanks, Henry.
And so Johnny Charisma has some bombs around this room, so that's not good. We're gonna have Robin defuse all of them. And what's gonna happen is Johnny Charisma is gonna actually turn into Joker because we're gonna be hallucinating, and then he sings this song. The song is like one of the fan favorites whenever I like run this game. Fun fact, so Mark Hamill voices the Joker. He initially didn't want to do it because it's very hard on his voice, or he didn't want to do this game. But then he found out he had this singing solo, and then he agreed to do it.
Nobody serenades you but me, Bat. Take it away.
So this could be a donation spot as well.
Take me on home to the asylum. Never alone in the asylum. Anarchy ruled. It was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you. I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl. So pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I fill you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And
That's all the bombs disarmed. Time to take down Charisma.
You're part of me. I'm part of...
No encore?
And he's a professional singer? Even Alfred thinks better than this guy.
Good work, Robin.
No problem.
Robin, wait here with
the singing voice of...
Okay, so now we're going to head out. There's this minigunner here. We can just freeze him. It's not a big deal. He's not supposed to actually be there, but we skipped the cutscene where we skipped the part of the game where we would have taken him out.
Now she wants it open. I think she's gone crazy.
And we told Robin to stay back, but Robin doesn't decide to stay back. He decides to confront Harley himself, which is not good. Another fun fact is if you wait like a minute here, or a couple minutes, Harley will actually kill Robin. The game really doesn't want you to do that. It gives you a lot of hints about, hey, you should really not let Harley kill Robin.
Batman took Mr. J away from me once already. He ain't gonna do it again. You hear that, Batman? I know you're out there.
Yeah. Where are you, bat freak?
What, afraid to face us?
How about that?
Boss lady. Get him.
I'm impressed.
What can I say?
Okay, so it's that fight.
We need to get back to the cells. You take Brown. I've got Quinn.
So here, what's gonna happen is that we're gonna walk out. They're gonna be like thugs there that are gonna try to fight us because they're not supposed to be there, but we skipped the fight where we would have taken them out. So it's very funny, actually. And so then what happens in this cutscene that we skip is we find out that Henry Adams was actually not symptomless. He actually is a Joker, and he ended up shooting the other three Jokers because he's trying to quote-unquote purify the gene pool. So then he's about to kill Batman and Robin, but he then sees Batman's eyes turn green, which shows that he's turning into Joker. And he's like, oh wait, you're the strongest Batman, okay. So then he shoots himself. So now Harley's gone from 4 Jokers down to 0, so she's sad again. And then Robin makes the observation, hey, you're gonna turn into Joker. That's bad. You should lock yourself in the cell so that if you turn into Joker, like, you'll be contained. So that is a reasonable request in my opinion, so we're gonna go ahead and do that.
I'm sorry, Bruce, but it's the only way.
And we'll let Robin deal with Scarecrow.
I'll stop Scarecrow.
Master Bruce, I'm reading multiple militia forces converging at your location. It's the Arkham Knight. He's found you.
This is probably a good donation spot.
Are you sure? There are rather a lot of them.
I said I'll handle it.
You'll be fine.
Of course I will. You train me.
Security lockdown initiated.
Okay, so we spawn in Joker. We're gonna do the next Jason cutscene. So Jason, he was the previous Robin. He was kidnapped by Joker and tortured. So that's unfortunate. Unfortunate for him. And so then here the thugs like run into the frame, which is very funny. This is supposed to be like a very serious, kind of intense cutscene, but it becomes like very ridiculous with all these guys here trying to fight Batman.
Excellent. Of course you do. Did you get that, Bats? Kid's not yours
Yeah, now this is a
anymore.
good donation spot.
He's mine. Mine. To do with as I wish. Hey, I never asked. What's the big secret? Who is the big bad bat? His name. Tell me.
Of course, sir. It's...
Never could stand a tattletale. That's why I like to work alone. No one to spoil the punchline. You should try it sometime. After all, you've seen what happens when you drag your friends into this crazy...
Okay, so it turns out that Batman never actually got into the cell. All of this is in his mind. So we will, instead, we're gonna lock Robin in the cell, because that is, Batman is very fair and kind. Basically, he's doing it to prevent Robin from getting himself killed. It's, I don't know. Batman's kind of a jerk in this game.
Sir, are you okay? I've lost...
Okay, so now we will,
Gosh darn minute. If Henry wasn't immune to...
head out, and so now what we're supposed to do is we're gonna go get a Batmobile upgrade. It's actually a fake upgrade. The only reason we're getting it is to spawn in a side mission. If we don't do it, then we actually soft lock the category because we won't be able to actually do the... or we'll have to do an alternate side mission, which is very slow. It's not exactly a soft lock. Then what we're supposed to do after this is we're supposed to go do a tank fight to protect Ivy's plant, or to protect Ivy. But otherwise, and then the Cloudburst actually does get released, and then we need to go to Stag in order to figure out a way to stop the Fear Toxin from, or to able to destroy the Cloudburst, basically. But what we're going to do is skip to Stag directly. The way that we do that is by going over here. We're going to then go to a specific spot because we're going to do a zip. We're going to zip to where our coordinates are, which is it's Stag's coordinates. So we'll do our zip. Then we load in the airship, go towards this door here, and open this door once, and then we'll open the door again. I'm going to pause because I want to get a second autosave, so we need the first autosave to go away before we can get the second autosave. Yeah, now we've skipped all of that. And the funny thing about this skip is that we actually don't have any Fear Toxin in the actual sky. So we call this skip cloudless because there's supposed to be a big cloud of Fear Toxin in Gotham, but there isn't any. It's just kind of funny. We'll see what that looks like in a little bit. So we'll do this Predator. Okay, and then we will do the remainder of this Predator. And then talk to Stag. Stag's going to give us something called the Nimbus Cell. This is going to let us sort of repair our Batmobile. So that's cool. And then we need to reload because we need to get out of here, but all the doors that we would normally use to get out of here are actually still locked because we skipped the part where we unlock it. So what we're going to do is zip on out of here, like this, and here we're gonna load in the overworld by just going in here. So now we're gonna go repair our Batmobile. And so there should be fear toxin in the sky, but you can see that there isn't actually any. So this is why it's called cloudless. There's no fear toxin cloud in the sky. So.
She's dying. My toxin strikes at the minds of humans, but it leeches the life from her. Dr. Isley cannot stop me. But how noble you were to make her Gotham's first line of defense.
Before we do that, we're gonna do another side mission, or start another side mission, which is Man-Bat. Unfortunately, he spawned very far, which is odd. But yeah, so we're gonna do Man-Bat. This basically there's some like big monster bat guy who's just flying around in the sky. So we will take care of him. We don't know why, so we're taking a blood sample from him to sort of see what this guy is, what this is, because this is kind of odd, you know. Okay, now we will.
We should get out of town. Scarecrow's planning something, I can tell.
And I'm gonna get another tank upgrade. So this, and then I'm gonna get
No turning back now,
the afterburner upgrades. Afterburner is nice. It lets us it recharges the afterburner. So here there's a dramatic scene where Batman jumps into the gas and then pulls out the fear toxin and starts choking on it, or pulls out the power cell so he can use the Nimbus cell. But yeah, basically Batman is actually choking on nothing, so it's kind of funny. He's just a big wuss. Scarecrow is so good that he didn't actually release any fear toxin, but everybody thinks that they're choking on it.
I'm getting stronger, Moose. You're alive with every breath you take.
Sir, you're running out of time. Get out of there now.
Stay calm. Take deep, slow breaths. Deep, slow breaths. All that effort must be tiring you out. You're getting sleepy, Bat. I'll get him.
Okay, so now we're going to basically Ivy needs another plant in order to clear out the fear toxin. 2 isn't enough, so we're gonna try to find a third one. And basically we're gonna do another deep scan in order to find the plant. Or
I'll be fine.
unfortunately, when we do our deep scan, it's not going to be enough, so we're going to need to go lower in order to actually scan the plant to release it.
The levels of fear toxin in the atmosphere are interfering with the Batmobile scanners. You may struggle to track the cloudburst.
Ivy, I can't track the cloudburst in this gas. Clear out as much as you can.
I can't, Batman. My plans are too weak.
Then tell me where to find another.
There's a tree buried deep beneath Founders Island. The Miagani people called her Ayana.
I'll find it. I'm on Founders Island. Time to scan for it. Alfred.
Alright, now we'll head on over to... Basically, we need to go through some subway tunnels in order to scan Ivy's plant, to actually release it. So the subway tunnels are over here.
It's a start. Send me the location.
In this tank battle, we can actually skip this entire first part of the tank battle, but more often than not, that actually is bad, because there are these flying drones that can spot you and prevent you from interacting with the elevator to getting to the Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is destroy those flying drones, or at least 3 of the 4 flying drones. So this is... Okay, and now we can... Now we've destroyed 3 of them, so now we can go over here. Okay, and that's so that's the tank fight here, and now we're going to try to interact with this door without any tanks spotting us. Or any flying drones spawning us. Yeah, so this is the subway tunnels. There are a bunch of tanks in here, but it's fine, we'll find a way to deal with them.
Turn this place into her own personal garden. You've seen what's happening out there. It's a joke, a wonderland.
What do you seek in those tunnels, Batman? Hope? You will find it.
So in general, I like to use first person when we have to drive onto the side of walls, because it's just kind of disorienting otherwise, in my opinion.
You prove me wrong.
So we have to blind these tanks. Also a tank up here that we're going to blind, but then what we can do to save about 10 seconds is just line launch here. This tank is going to spot us, but that's fine. We'll just get out of range of their guns and of their vision, and then we have to wait a bit until they like stop looking for us. Otherwise, the other tanks are gonna spot us. So now we can go here and then go here. Yeah, now we can destroy these tanks.
How can the world know fear, true dread, when it has you, a stalwart knight?
Okay, so now there's basically some ramps we need to... They're basically some puzzles we need to do. We need to basically unlock this ramp so that we can use it.
Is the spread wings of a bat shining on the clouds?
Are you? It's over. Barbara's dead. Gotham's choking.
Then, so here, there's this tunnel here. And then this next part, there's another ramp we have to use, but we can actually do a skip. Skip this ramp. It's very annoying, pretty difficult, but there's kind of a decent setup for it, I guess. You get over here, and a line up with this. And then you can just drive on over the... If you position yourself correctly and then turn at the right spot, you're able to just drive on over the water. It's not easy. It's much harder than I made it than it looked there, unfortunately. But it's it does save a bunch of time. So.
Hugo Strange,
Sergeant, there's a weed grown tall in Divinity Churchyard. Cut it down. Sending drones in now, sir. Target sighted. Destroy him.
And there's a tank fight here.
Multiple units offline. Confirmed contact with multiple organic defenses. Ivy's still helping him. Send in more drones. I need back to roll. Dragon offline. You cannot let her purify Gotham. No one is.
I need more time.
Okay, so that's the tank fight.
We're gonna need more tanks. No, he needs to face me.
And now we're going to do kind of the bane of my existence on basically any main story, any category that does the main story, which is this Cloudburst Cobra. This is not what I want. Probably should have missile barraged him, but it's a little annoying to do that. Please don't spot me. Oh, they spotted me. That is unfortunate. Yeah, this tank fight has just a lot of RNG, and it's very annoying because of that. Okay, this guy is a nice, juicy tank to get next. Alright,
Programming Cobra to respond. Cloudburst scan almost complete, sir. Sir, we've got 3 Cobras left in the field.
where's this guy? Ooh, this is
He's gone.
very good.
Drone offline. Sending a Cobra to support. Your escort is almost gone, Knight.
I'm gonna actually get this guy. Oh, I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Sometimes like the Cobra and the Cloudburst can be like very close to each other. You can't destroy the Cloudburst right now, so we have to. It's just annoying. So anyway, so that's the Cobras. So we got through that part, so that's good.
How's the Cloudburst operating?
Its power source is internal, but the device has been modified with a coolant system to avoid overheating.
That's the weak point.
Yeah.
A rupture will set off a chain reaction to destroy the Cloudburst and could take out the tank as well.
I'm reconfiguring your scanner to locate the vehicle's coolant lines.
Yeah. So with the Cloudburst, what we need to do is we need to do a scan right now, and then we need to shoot the coolant lines on it. So
I should be able to rupture them.
this is one of them.
One strike will be enough, and I can't stay near.
And then what the easiest way of doing this is to kind of find the clock tower and then just circle it. Make sure you pay attention to your mini-map to make sure the Cloudburst doesn't like cut you off. Yeah, and otherwise it's not.
You will have your chance to kill him. I'm not waiting anymore.
It's not too bad. And we need to shoot 3 of these coolant lines. Actually 4, but the first 3 trigger this Cloudburst overcharge, where he like chases you and you can't really do anything except run away. The first overcharge takes like 30 seconds. The second one I think is 45 seconds or a minute. I guess it's 45 seconds. And then the third one is a minute and a half. So what you want to try to do is this is almost kind of an auto-scroller. The only optimizations that you can make are to basically try to lock on and shoot him a little bit faster. So now what I'm going to do is, instead of going to the clock tower, I'm going to try to just outrun him and take him to about this area. Because where I need to go next is... the next place I need to go is, I want to lure him, is, the next objective where I want to lure him to is, like, around here. So I want to put him in a spawn location that, is, a bit closer to where we want him to go next. So I'm going to be doing it like this. It's different from all the other categories, because in the other categories, you don't have to do side missions, so, that's why there's a bit of a difference. You can kind of see how he like tries to cut you off. Oh, whoops! No. so I will now. I'm gonna be a bit safer and then go like this to get out of his radar.
Disabled the main cannon. Now we can get close and concentrate fire on the cloudburst.
Yeah, because this is easy, we don't need to worry too much about our health. Although it is still good to not get hit too much. Okay, so after this, Batman has this habit of rescuing villains who are about to die, so we do that with the Arkham Knight, and we punch him in the face a few times and find out that he is Joker. He's not Joker, it's just a hallucination. But anyways, the next thing we're going to do is we're supposed to go to Ivy to check up on her, but before we do that, we're going to check out Man-Bat's lab. Because basically what we did is we found out that Man-Bat is Dr. Kirk Langstrom through his blood sample. So now we are going to go to his laboratory and investigate what happened. So basically what happened is he was doing an experiment where he injected vampire bat DNA into himself to cure him of his, like, because he's hard of hearing, he's almost deaf, and that backfired. He turned into a big bat and then killed his wife by accident. Quote unquote killed his wife. She's actually apparently not dead. But anyways, now we have to do this mini game. I actually really don't like this mini game because I'm colorblind and it's very hard to see. Basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to align the colorful parts with the dark parts of at the bottom. So this minigame is kind of annoying because the left one I can barely tell the difference between like the colored part versus the non-colored part, but I think I can tell when I look very closely at the screen. Yeah, so you need to like make sure you unwind the DNA properly.
That's it.
So we did it.
I created a clean DNA sample. Now all I need to do is make him take his medicine.
And then the next thing we're going to do is we created a sample so that we can cure Man-Bat of his ailment. So we're going to actually try to find Man-Bat now because he is nearby in the next step. We're going to try to inject him. It's not going to work because we can't finish the side mission now, otherwise it's too slow. But otherwise we want to finish the side mission after, but it's not. So when we try to inject him the first time, it's not going to be enough. But basically we still need to find him. So generally he should be like around the clock tower area. As I mentioned, the clock tower is a very important part. Okay, so he's right here. So we will inject him. Yeah, so this is Man-Bat, and then after this, on the way to Ivy, we're going to do the last Asriel test.
I administered the antidote, but it wasn't enough.
Where is it? Okay. So the last one is on top of this. This is a very annoying one on New Game Plus, if you guys have done this, because there are no counter icons on New Game Plus, and you're fighting ninjas, which usually dodge you. By the way, in these tests, if you get hit, The test is over. You failed. Oh, this is not good. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Okay, at least we didn't fail it, because that can happen.
You are to be commended, Azrael. You have passed the test. I will contact you when I have made my decision.
There is no decision to make, Batman. I am ready now.
I decide how this works, not you.
Every moment you waste, Gotham falls deeper into the abyss. Make your decision fast, or she will be lost forever.
Sir, we have a positive... Right.
Okay, so now let's head on over to Ivy finally. And Ivy, basically, she has all the plants, but we need to make sure that she's not responding on the radio, so we're going to see. And it turns out Ivy's going to actually sacrifice herself to get rid of the fear toxin, which doesn't look like it exists, but totally does. Which is F's for Ivy. And now we hear about this GCPD radio broadcast that we're gonna go check out. Spoiler alert: it's Gordon. Gordon is in the Arkham Knight's hideout or headquarters, and what we're gonna the headquarters consists of two parts. The first part and the second part. The first part requires doing a lot of puzzles in order to basically get to the end of. And what we're going to do is basically skip to the end of that first part. After we trigger we have to trigger that part of the story first, so that's why we're going to GCPD right now.
Batman. Yeah, nice work.
Thanks, Batman. I didn't think we were gonna make it back there.
Lying on a giant plant to save your ass? Yeah, let me know how that works out.
Alright, so we'll go talk to this GCPD guy and trigger this next side mission.
Yet, Batman. Thanks to you.
Tell me about this, bro. I've decoded a radio transmission.
Okay, so what we're going to do is skip to, as I mentioned, skip to the end of the first part of the Arkham Knight's hideout. So this is probably the most difficult skip in the game, in my opinion. It can go wrong in a lot of ways, all of which are your fault, but it's really hard to know like why it went wrong, though. It's just a very annoying skip that has a lot of idiosyncrasies that like hard to kind of grasp. But anyway, so the first thing we do is exit the Batmobile. Just mainly to avoid some of these tanks. Then we'll glide over to this lamppost here. And then glitch on out of bounds. Using our freeze grenade. And then So we're gonna head to the interior of a building, which is it's like around here. It's to the left of this pipe here.
Lex Luthor's got a building somewhere around here, right? Yeah, over by the plaza. You know, there's rumors he might have put some money into this.
So then we'll go over here. This is an elevator shaft, so what we're gonna do is try to load it in by grappling up here. Then we want to keep it loaded, so we'll very carefully walk off. That wasn't correct. That was also not correct. Okay, there we go. And then now we can drop. 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to unload, so we're going to dive again. And then this tunnel on our left loaded in, and so now we're going to try to glide into this tunnel before this. There's like a door that like could spawn in, and you want to load inside, like get inside of it before that door loads in. So, so now we skip to the end of the first half. We need our Batmobile though, and we don't have it. So, but what we can do is if we reload from checkpoint, we will get it. So that's why. So it's no problem. Alright, so here what's going to happen is the Arkham Knight survived. He's going to get in this big drill and he's going to try to kill us with it. Fun fact, if you skip this cutscene at 90 FPS, you will die. Oh, whoops. Well, I'm going to die anyways, but okay, good. But yeah, basically, right now, one thing I guess I never mentioned is that I'm playing this at 30 FPS because some of the skips are only really doable at 30 FPS, so. Alright, good. So this boss fight is actually very predictable. You can manipulate where the excavator spawns. Excavator is the big drill. So I'm going to know that if I go here, the excavator is going to be driving down this area. So that's cool. And so basically there are these bombs that are on the sides of these walls that actually damage the excavator. So there are 4 such tunnels. We lured him through 2 of them. And so we have 2 more that we need to lure him through for this boss fight. And that's basically what we're trying to do.
He is going to suffer. He is going to die. You can't stop me. You're gonna die down here. Forgotten in the dirt. I'll find you, Batman.
Okay, this tunnel is very annoying. And you notice I'm in first person. I just find that easier. It's preference. Some people don't use first person. I just much prefer it because the camera is very disorienting in third person. It doesn't like follow the Batmobile, and also when you're like on the side of walls, it like doesn't follow you, whereas in first person it does. And that tunnel was annoying. It's because there's sometimes you can get caught on like some rocks, which is a problem. Like you can die in that. Like I don't usually die in this fight, but if I do, it's in that tunnel. Okay, so then this is the last tunnel. Oops. So just show as an example, this is what the camera kind of looks like in third person, and I really don't like it. It's a little bit too far back, and when you go around corners, it doesn't like stay behind the Batmobile. All right, so that's the excavator boss fight. So now we're going to continue on to where Gordon is. He's right here. But the excavator is going to still cut us off and destroy our Batmobile. So I know a lot of people don't like the Batmobile in this game, so this is actually their favorite part. But if you like the Batmobile, this is kind of sad. Like, we went through a lot together, you know? Yeah, so Gordon's here, protected by some ninjas, so we'll just take him out. was a very good fight.
That's not how it works.
So now we find out in the cutscene that we skipped that the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. So I lied when I said that he was dead. Yeah, so we will do 4 Predators, the first of which is very simple. It's this one. You just run up to him. The second one is a little less simple, but we will do a very swag glide in order to get to him. Basically, we go here.
Joker got to you. I know what it's like.
Don't pretend to understand!
I'm gonna do a loud takedown to lure everybody here. Whoops. Okay, so here, hopefully we get the right RNG, which is we are, so that's pretty cool. Oh, that was unfortunate. So now we only need to take out 4 of these guys, and then we can just run up to the Arkham Knight.
Stand down, Robin! Don't call me that! It's not who I am!
But yeah, and then if we go to the Arkham Knight, we actually do advance to the next wave of the fight, which is odd, but it is kind of cool. And then this last one, we will just fly to Jason. And yeah, that's the Arkham Knight fight. So now we will we will rescue Untie Gordon. We do encounter some thugs in the elevator, but that's no big deal.
I've been worse.
Okay, so now it turns out Barbara is also actually not dead. What Gordon is doing, he made a deal with Scarecrow to basically exchange us for Barbara, which is not very cool of you, Jim. But that's fine. We'll go ahead and do that. And then in the cutscene that we skip, what happens is
even if you've known
Gordon ends up shooting us, and we fall off the building. Scarecrow's like, I didn't want him dead, and so he gets mad and throws Barbara off the building. Obviously, Batman's not dead. He has like kind of mostly bulletproof armor, especially on easy. So he rescues Barbara.
You were kind,
but Gordon gets kidnapped by Scarecrow, which is not great. So what we're gonna do now is basically, once we skip the cutscene, there's going to be a big tank fight we have to do, which is unfortunate because we don't actually have a tank. You know, it's a little concerning.
Come on.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
Now.
So you did it. I must admit I had my doubts.
Where's the Batmobile?
Destroyed.
What?
Don't worry. Lucius made a spare.
Oh, I guess Lucius has a spare Batmobile. Yeah, so we'll deal with these tanks. Oh, what? Okay, there's always like there's usually some straggling tank that unfortunately did happen. I thought that wasn't gonna happen, so that's unfortunate.
Scarecrow's going to kill him, isn't he?
Yeah, so now we're going to Barbara's been kidnapped, bit traumatized. Instead of like letting her, work through her trauma of being kidnapped and dropped off a building, we're gonna stick her in front of a computer and have her do more work for us, because Batman is a great boss. Honestly, I think that we should have let her, insisted that she take a sick day. But yeah, her dad is kidnapped. He doesn't want to help us. So.
He gassed you, Bruce. You don't need to worry about us or feel responsible. We're fighting with you, not for you, okay?
It's good to have you back. Cash, I found Barbara. I'm bringing her to the lockup.
She's alive. What about Gordon?
He was captured by Scarecrow.
You've got to be kidding.
We'll get him back, Cash.
Okay, so here, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna reload from checkpoint, because we're gonna do a zip a bit later to save some time.
Barbara.
But now basically we have Oracle at our computer. She's trying to access the clock tower servers, but she's not able to. So we're going, because the militia is doing some bad things to them. So we're gonna have to stop that from happening.
For little Barbara Gordon. Fortunately, mine's not right between the vertebrae.
Go give him hell, Batman.
So this is a clock tower the clock tower predator. On easy, this is not a difficult predator. On hard, it is a pretty difficult one. But there is a minigunner here, so you usually want to try to find ways to dispatch of him quickly. Unfortunately, so they're also snipers, so that's unfortunate. But we'll take out the sniper here. And then we can shoot the minigunner and shoot this other sniper. Oh, this guy's a bit far. Okay, and now we will get some storage so we can do our zip.
The mewling babes your assaults exposed. I will do that to you, Dark Knight. I will peel back every layer of the Batman before the night is through.
Alright, so now we've done the clock tower predator, so now we can head back to GCPD. We've restored Oracle's servers so we can see what's up. Maybe she can find out where Gordon is. It's unfortunate.
Scarecrow should just give up, man.
Okay, so when we get to Oracle, basically we're gonna find that the militia has sent a bunch of tanks to basically shoot up GCPD, which is not good. So we're gonna have to deal with them. GCPD is not really equipped to handle it. You can talk to Oracle from through this wall. It's kind of funny.
Great.
But yeah, we need to stop this assault. This is not ideal. Not an ideal circumstance. Thanks for the good luck.
We are not dying in here. We've come too far. Let's show them what it means.
So here we're supposed to fight these guys, but instead of fighting them, what we're gonna do is zip on out of here. Just leave those guys to, you know, take over GCPD. I'm sure GCPD can handle them. Basically, we're not able to bring our Batmobile through to fight these tanks because the generator is destroyed. So we have to use the backup generator, which is right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. There's some guys guarding this, so we will...
Backup generator.
Alright, so now we will do this this fight, this tank fight. This tank fight's not hard. On easy, it's pretty straightforward. On other difficulties, it is not. But, Alright, so that's the tank fight over with. Now the last part of this assault is GCPD is they're going to try to get through an elevator. The militia's going to try to get through an elevator that's at GCPD, on the GCPD roof, so we're going to head on over there and stop them from doing that. Well, whoops. Okay, so that's the GCPD assault dealt with. So now we will head on over to Panessa, because that's where the next objective is. We're going to get a call from Oracle saying that Gordon has accessed Panessa, which is not good, because Robin is locked in a cell there. So we're going to have to check that out.
Open.
Yeah, and we're gonna find that Robin's been kidnapped, so that's not good. And basically, we're gonna then get a call from Scarecrow saying that we need to turn ourselves in order to rescue Robin and Gordon.
Oh, there goes another boy wonder, lost to another supervillain. If it's any consolation, I can see him matching my incredible work with Jason. Scarecrow probably just popped him full of fear gas, then slit his little throat. Oh, what a waste. Oh!
You left any
So it's decision time.
Alright, so then we'll head on over to Scarecrow.
Or is it time for the new dynamic duo to hit the streets?
Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and turn ourselves into Scarecrow. He's going to have us leave our utility belt on here, which is kind of ill-advised in my opinion, but you know, sometimes he's got to do what you got to do. So it would be a good donation time.
But because you are scared of what I will do to your friends, your family. They are your weakness, hiding just below the surface. I'm sure that you're scared of what will happen when I tear that mask from your face. What will we find? Your true identity, or proof that without your mask, you are nothing. Impotent, powerless, afraid. Leave your equipment on that table, and we can find out.
So we're gonna have to get in this truck. When we get in the truck, we're gonna find out that somebody is actually tracking us. We don't know who yet. Well, Batman knows who, but we don't know who. We'll find out sort of after we finish the main or like while we finish the main story.
Master Bruce, can you hear me? I'm detecting someone tracking your movement through the city.
I knew he would.
I think I may have missed something, sir. Who are you talking?
The die is cast, Batman. And from now on, I need your undivided attention. The nightmare is almost over. Your failure almost complete. I can see it. And soon the whole world will see it too. Your eyes betray you. You are
So, no Arkham game is complete without a Crime Alley flashback. Yeah, so Crime Alley is where Batman's parents were killed. So, we have a flashback to it in his mind. So you can also see that in the truck we were actually getting gassed with fear toxins. So, that's one of the motivators behind why we're in Crime Alley right now. And then you'll be able to see that we're gonna start having Joker, who's gonna start to try to take over our mind.
Such a happy couple.
Not good. We'll have to fight him off.
Poor little Brucey never quite got over it now, did he? Well, there's no point crying over spilled blood.
So, in this fight, you don't have to counter at all on easy. You can literally just punch without holding a direction. It's kind of funny. Oh well. That was really unlucky. Not punching. My punches aren't being timed correctly.
I can keep this up all night, Bat. My mind is willing, and your
There we go. Alright, so, yeah, we managed to fight him off this time, but then, basically after this, what's gonna happen is Scarecrow's taking us to Arkham Asylum. He's gonna basically lock us on a gurney, and then he's gonna actually unmask us on live TV in front of the whole world. So in the cutscene that we skip, the whole world is gonna be revealed to the fact that Bruce Wayne is Batman, which I don't think I explicitly mentioned, so hopefully that doesn't spoil anything. Yeah, Bruce Wayne is Batman, and then he injects Batman with fear toxin because he wants to basically unmask Batman and make sure the world knows that he's just a man who gets afraid just like everybody else. So that's unfortunate. We'll have to see if we can. We'll have to see what happens. And as usual, anytime Batman gets exposed to fear toxin, he starts turning into Joker. So now he's basically fully turned into Joker.
What are we waiting for? Let's get...
Alright, so now we're going to be playing Call of Duty Joker Edition. Joker does kill people, so we will be doing a bunch of that in this.
What did it take for you to stop?
I mean, we already just did, but like, you know.
Because you groveled so nicely.
No, you can shoot only Riddler or only the hostage, but you have to shoot one of them, and it's just usually, I just shoot wildly, and you'll usually just shoot both. Two-Face here.
Stop. Stop this madness. Please.
So what's happening is, so Batman has fully turned into Joker. All that is in his mind, obviously, but here, Scarecrow is going to see that Batman's going to be like laughing. You can see like he is Joker right now, so he's going to see Batman laughing. He's going to misinterpret that as Batman not being afraid, when in fact Batman has actually succumbed to his greatest fear, which is turning into Joker. So he's gonna then think Batman's not afraid, so he'll inject him with more fear toxin, which is what he always does when somebody is not afraid.
Ready for the encore.
This might have some interesting side effects.
Why aren't you scared?
So, right here, now we're going to be playing Joker again. We see ourselves getting cremated, which is fine, but then we start seeing some weird things, like there's going to be our grave here, but it's kind of small.
This isn't my grave. Oh, no, it's too small. It's all overgrown.
There's Batman statue popping out. That's kind of weird.
You want the death of me?
I don't know. It's getting a little sketchy, you know. And then here, there's a wake that Harley forgot to invite everybody to.
Harley? You call this a wake? Where is everyone? Forgot to send the invite. Harley? Stop your sobbing and rustle me up a wake! Harley! Harley! I know what you're trying to do, Bat.
Yeah, and then so here, Joker dies. Gotham doesn't care. Harley, Riddler expecting first child. On the radio, people don't remember who Joker is. Kind of freaky, right?
Oh, you think that's scary, Bats? When I get out of here, I'll write my name in blood on
Okay, so next up is going to be a motion sickness alert. I'm going to be basically what I'm trying to do is spawn in some Batman statues, and in order to, the fastest way of doing that is just spinning the camera really quickly. So this is what you're going to unfortunately have to see. I think what it is you need to spawn a fixed number, like 50 or 70 or something Batman statues, and then after a certain number, Batman's gonna pop out of one of these statues, which you wanna have happen reasonably quickly. I think in maybe like 10-15 seconds, ideally.
Out of ideas, Bats?
Okay, good. And yeah, so basically what's happening is, because Batman has become Joker, whenever now Batman gets injected with fear toxin again, he's getting injected with fear toxin as Joker, and as such, he's now succumbing to Joker's greatest fear, and Joker's greatest fear is being forgotten. So basically, with Scarecrow, by overdosing Batman on so much fear toxin, he's actually going to make Batman immune to the fear toxin, because what's going to happen is Batman's going to lock Joker up in a tiny corner of his mind, and then Joker will be forgotten, and then basically Batman will no longer be afraid of turning into Joker because the Joker has now been forgotten. It's kind of a weird mental game, but yeah, so because of this, after this, Batman's going to be immune to Scarecrow's fear toxin, which is kind of cool.
I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman.
Okay, so this is, here we see Batman locking Joker up in his mind, and we'll then...
Goodbye, Joker.
No, Bruce! Don't leave me!
See what happens. Batman is still like locked to a gurney. It's like not the ideal placement for him, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. There is a guy tracking us. Maybe we'll find out who that is.
Do you understand, Gotham? You have no savior. No more hope. No more Batman. I've won.
I'm not afraid, Crane. Impossible.
Yeah, so you can see Batman's immune to the fear toxin. And here we'll see that who's tracking us. So it turns out that Jason was tracking us. He's now Red Hood. He's no longer the Arkham Knight. But anyways, now we basically apprehend Scarecrow. And Robin and Gordon are safe. So the main story is done. The thing is, after this, though, because everybody knows Batman's identity, Batman we need to activate the Knightfall protocol, which we don't know what that is yet, but we need to activate it to kind of save the... So this is kind of our contingency in case Batman gets unmasked. And in order to trigger the Knightfall protocol, we need to do half of the remaining side missions. So this amounts to 7 side missions that we need to finish up now, which we've already started a bunch of them. So first one we'll do is the first one we'll finish is Azrael. Azrael, basically, he did all of his challenges, and now we want to analyze his brain just to make sure that he's like good mentally, you know. Batman is not an easy job, so if he wants to replace us, he's got to be mentally healthy. And yeah, this is a good time for donations. I'm gonna also be right back.
I'm no neurologist, sir, but I can quite confidently assert that doesn't look like it belongs in one's brain. It's a surgically implanted microprocessor interfacing with the temporal lobe, the region of the brain used for storing and accessing memories. Which memories, sir? Visualizing now.
Azrael, protector of faith, defender of purity. The Order of San Dumas has safeguarded Gotham for over 500 years. And it is your sworn duty to continue our legacy. You have studied the Dark Knight for years, learning his every strategy, analyzing his every tactic, perfecting his every move. Now it is time to complete your mission. Seek out the Batman. Prove that you are his worthy and trusted successor. Only when you have won the Batman's trust will you be able to fulfill your destiny.
His intentions do seem pure, sir. Are you suggesting these recollections have been tampered with?
Yeah, we're a bit. He has a microchip in his brain, which is kind of interesting. We're a little concerned about it.
They've implanted markers into Lane's
we'll see.
memories to modify his behavior unconsciously. If I can find the other markers, I'll be able to reconstruct the waveform and reveal the message. Scanning that marker has reconstructed part of the waveform. It's working. Another portion of the waveform has been restored. Almost there. There's probably one more marker to find and scan.
Alright, so here we're basically going to find Azrael actually wants to kill us. He doesn't actually want to become Batman, but it's because he's been programmed to, basically by the Order of San Dumas, which is... So there is some hope for him. Basically, what happens is we're going to now control Azrael. We have a choice to either try to kill Batman or to not kill him. There are 2 ways to not kill him. One is to just walk straight into the elevator. One is to grab the sword and then break it. The fastest thing to do is to just walk into the elevator. So we're gonna do that. If we actually try to kill Batman, then we have to lock Azrael up in GCPD, which is not fast, let's to say the least. So yeah, so we're just gonna have Azrael walk into the elevator.
The Order has lied to you, stolen your free will.
Although I guess this could be like an incentive, have Azrael kill Batman, break the sword, or just walk into the elevator.
No, I know who I am. I know what I am doing.
Alright, think about it.
In that case, the choice is yours.
Protector of fate, the Dark Knight must be slain.
But yeah, here I'll just walk into the elevator, which honestly makes the least amount of sense. There's like no turmoil at all internally for Azrael, but I like the one where he breaks the sword. It's very dramatic. Okay, so that's the one side mission done. The next one we're going to do is Deacon Blackfire. Basically, there's a reporter named Jack Ryder. We could have talked to him earlier in the game. We never did because it's slow. And basically, he's investigating this cult, this religious cult from Deacon Blackfire, and he's about to get sacrificed now. This is kind of a fun fight if you have multi-ground, because you can like this fight really showcases the power of multi-ground takedown. Okay, so now we apprehend Deacon Blackfire. That's 2 side missions done. Okay, so the next side mission we do is basically we found out that we hear that Lucius is actually not responding. We want to talk to him, but he's not responding, which is not good. So we're gonna head on over to Wayne Tower to see what's up with that. Wayne Tower is all the way over here. Yeah, so we'll head up to the elevator. This is a public building. We're gonna maybe undress, dress up back up as Bruce Wayne. See what's up.
Mr. Wayne? I thought you managed to get out. It sounds terrible out there. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, maybe this computer will show us what's up with Lucius. But we can't log in. Weird. Oh hey, it's Lucius. I guess we're good. Yeah.
Is something wrong?
Let's I mean we can talk to him when he gets over here.
I didn't think you'd be coming back here tonight. Is there something I missed?
This is how we normally talk. This is just a little friendly banter. Yeah. And we're a nice boss where we don't want our assistant, we don't want the secretary to too distracted, so we shoot at her. That's what billionaire bosses do, right? No, so this is not actually Bruce Wayne. This is some guy who's basically made himself to look identical to Bruce Wayne. So this is Dr. Thomas Elliott. He was introduced in Arkham City. He basically is trying to steal Bruce Wayne's money. He wants to get revenge on Bruce Wayne for like weird reasons. It's not that important. This is a very long cutscene. This would be another good kind of donation thing.
We're just negotiating, aren't we, Mr. Fox? I have a job for you, Batman. Bring me Bruce Wayne, or I bring down this tower.
Why Wayne? The two of you are friends.
That brat's family destroyed me. And now, I will destroy him.
The Wayne stood by you.
Oh, yes, the great Surgeon Thomas Wayne. To think he was once my idol. Until he ruined everything.
He did all he could to save your parents after the crash. I'm sorry you lost your father. But he saved your mother's life.
He denied me what was rightfully mine.
The car crash wasn't an accident. It was you. You wanted to kill them.
I only want what I deserve. Bruce Wayne had his riches handed to him on a plate. He never had to.
So one thing I'm gonna do is when I get the next autosave, I'm actually gonna reload from checkpoint because for whatever reason, I happen to always get this phantom input where basically I don't touch anything, but basically if you try to interact too early, Hush actually kills Lucius, and I keep having that happen where I don't touch anything, but he still kills Lucius. So I call it the phantom input. So if I reload though, that prevents that from happening for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't understand. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's been a big problem in this category and in 100%. So very unfortunate.
That's impossible. I should have.
He's getting edgy. When he turns the gun on.
Yeah, so you want to counter. You don't want to counter too early or too late. Too early, he kills Lucius. Too late, he kills you.
I'll do it.
This part's funny. It's like a very big WWE slam.
My face.
Yeah, I love that part. Yeah, so that's a Hush done. We also informed Lucius that we've been unmasked, so
No, sir.
It's over, Lucius. The world knows who I am.
I don't know what to say, Mr. Wayne. What does this mean for Batman?
After tonight, there will
so
be
next we're gonna do Two-Face. Two-Face, we're supposed to basically stop him from robbing 3 banks. If you notice, we haven't done any of those banks yet, and the reason why is we can actually skip all of those banks. We can skip straight to the 3rd bank, which is what we're going to do right now. So the way we skip to the 3rd bank is we're gonna get to the parking garage. Okay. The parking garage is right here, and what we will do is glitch out of bounds again. And then glide to the Two-Face bank from out of bounds like this. It's been a this, and now we trigger the.
Just like the others, these thugs can't hear a thing over the alarms. I'll hit them as hard as I can.
He's gone! I lost him! I think he went that way! Man down over here. Keep your eyes open. He's still here. Crap out of you! I see.
Okay, and now after a certain point, Two-Face comes in, and Two-Face is really difficult to beat. We have to go in here, and then, yeah, actually no, he just becomes part of a fear takedown. Oops.
I've captured Two-Face.
Okay, and yeah, that's Two-Face done, so now we'll lock him up. Oh, one cool thing is that the dialogue when you lock these guys up is different based on whether you finish the main story or not. Because at the end of the main story, everyone knows who Batman is, that he's Bruce Wayne, but if you haven't finished it, then they don't know. So in 100% you would see the dialogue is like completely different.
Strike a deal with Bruce Wayne.
Hands off the ball.
So the next side mission we're gonna finish is the serial killer, all those murder victims. So we actually tracked all of that to something called the Pretty Dolls Parlor. So we'll go ahead and do that. Before I do that, I'm gonna also get this combo boost upgrade, which is gonna be very helpful.
Always looking for names to besmirch. Where does this newsman conduct his research?
Okay, so Pretty Dolls Parlor is right here. And basically, so basically who this is some guy named Laszlo Valentine, also known as Professor Pig. Basically what he's doing is he's trying to make these things called Dollatrons. These guys he removes all like sensation from them so they don't feel pain. They basically become zombies, I guess. And he's gonna set them onto us to kill us.
It's like they're immune to pain. I need to make sure they stay
Yeah,
down.
so here you need to do some and then he's gonna come out and throw and then he's like invincible. You can like try to chase him across this, he'll like outrun you. It's really annoying actually. Yeah, so then we'll rescue these guys. So we'll apprehend Professor Pig.
I can't leave until I've rescued the other victims.
And be done with the side mission. We'll have to obviously drive him to GCPD. Lock him up.
Where are you taking me? Take me.
back to his work. I'm taking you where you won't be able to hurt anyone else. I'll make sure of it.
Pig doesn't hurt. Pig heals. Pig fixes. My Dollartron's hard.
Those people are living a fate worse than death.
Not death. Pig makes life worth living.
And the ones you murdered?
Too broken for Pig to make them. Too imperfect. They make Mother angry.
Alright, so we lock up Pig, so the next one we're gonna finish is Man-Bat. Man-Bat is gonna be flying around Founder's Island, so we're gonna have to look for him. Usually though, he'll spawn in the right place, in like a very consistent spot. It's possible that he doesn't though. We'll see what happens.
So much better. It could have been so perfect.
Always looking for names to besmirch. Where does this newsman conduct his research?
Okay, so Man-Bat should spawn in around around here, but should is different from will. Okay, he did not, but it's not too far, so it's fine. So we'll inject him with the remainder of the antidote and let him heal in our car without a seatbelt.
Cash.
But yeah, the isolation chamber's empty now because Ivy is gone, so we'll lock him up in that one. Right. Okay. Oh, whoops.
Just when I think I've seen it all. He gonna be okay.
Physically, yes.
Where's Francine? Where is she?
She's dead, Kirk.
No. She can't be. I didn't. What have I done?
The serum, it changed you. You lost control.
What have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
This is pretty tragic, but yeah. It turns out that if we were to go back, though, we would see that Francine actually isn't dead. Her body is gone, and I think there's like a big hole in the lab. So like, because she basically also turned into a bat and escaped. So that's a silver lining. We never tell him though that. So that's a. And so now we'll do the last side mission, which is Firefly. The last fire station is is on Founders Island, so we'll head on over there. Yeah, this one isn't too bad. It doesn't really matter where he ends up. It's the same amount of time regardless. But it is a little bit. You do have to follow him properly, and he can troll you again. Like he can like choose really bad spots. Fortunately, he won't ever switch islands, so that's one less variable. Although that's not really that helpful here because this is like one of the more complicated. I guess. I mean, it's a pretty complicated island. There are 2 levels, lots of places he can turn. Right now, he's actually being very friendly, but that's not gonna last. I don't think. Yeah. That's I didn't expect him to turn into there. And like you can't really see that, so it's the. Because you need to stay like fairly close to him, otherwise he won't run out of fuel. So every time he makes a turn that I don't expect, I have to like slow down and adjust course. It's annoying. I have to get close enough to him. So there we go. Okay, and this is the last side mission we need to do, so we can now go and activate the Knightfall protocol, which involves us going to the bat signal and interacting with it. So this will be time will be when I interact with the bat signal. It's in about like 10 seconds or so, or 5 seconds. So time stops now. Yeah, and so now we can finally see what the Knightfall protocol is, and this is basically the first ending, the partial ending that we'll get.
This is Vicky Vale for GCN reporting live outside Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's him! Are you still rolling?
Are you sure you want to do this, Master Bruce?
I've got to. It's the only way to protect them.
Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to come.
Yeah, so this is basically what Knightfall is. So he goes into his mansion and then basically it blows up. So people always ask, do you think that he faked his death? And it's like, obviously he faked his death, right? But
this is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
And yeah, so that's the first ending. So you can... So there are credits. I think you can... Yeah, so then basically now then it tells you, hey, you can apprehend all of Gotham's Most Wanted to reveal the full ending. Basically the full ending adds... There's some subtle differences, then it also adds a big epilogue, which doesn't happen here, so... But yeah, so that's the first ending. So thanks everyone for watching.